Hi, this is Chris from the Stephanie Miller Show. Please enjoy this exclusive clip from Political Voices Network.
John, I don't know what to say about, I saved this for you. Stephen Beschloss tweeted, I prefer House speakers who don't think their power was ordained by God and who don't hear voices telling them that they get to be Moses. Oh my God.
Oh my
So
God.
this is Speaker Johnson, Speaker God Warrior. This is 5. Here we go. The night before he became Speaker, this was a gathering of Christian
I put him in
nationalists.
quotes, yeah.
Okay. Uh-huh.
Allegedly.
Okay, I don't know. We're coming to a Red Sea moment. What does that mean, Lord? And then when the speaker's race happened and Kevin McCarthy, who's a dear friend of mine, was deposed, vacated from the chair, oh, wow, well, this is what the Lord may have been preparing us for. And so I started praying more about that, and then the Lord began to wake me up through this 3-week process we're in the middle of the night and to speak to me and to write things down, plans and procedures and ideas on how we could pull the conference together.
Okay. And then the Lord said, what now? Hold, please,
At
John.
the time, I assumed the Lord is going to choose a new Moses, and thank you, the Lord, you're going to allow me to be Aaron to Moses. And so I worked to get Steve Scalise elected speaker. That didn't happen. And then Jim Jordan, who's like another big brother of mine. No, that didn't happen. And then Tom Emmer, and ultimately 13 people ran for the post. And the Lord kept telling me to wait. So I waited. And then at the end, when it came to the end, the Lord said, now, step forward. Me? I'm supposed to be Aaron. No, the Lord said, step forward.
Oh, good God.
Oh my God.
John?
There you go, ladies.
Yes.
There you go. That's
Yes.
taking your rights away right there.
Yes. Someone said he saw a burning bush, but it was on Pornhub. Okay, that joke bears repeating. But I mean,
Yeah.
yeah.
I mean, where do you want to begin with Charlton Heston over here? Show me one thing that the character of Jesus in the Bible talks about
Yeah.
that Trump's overexposed, dirty little Johnson has actually fought for. This guy's entire career is no different than Donald Trump's. It's using Christianity for the seeming guise of virtue. And in reality, he's every bit as selfish as McCarthy, who didn't care about Republican politics or conservative ideology or the folks in Bakersfield. When McCarthy saw he didn't have power anymore, he was, screw you guys, I'm going home. Same as George Santos, same as Donald Trump.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, we have to turn it up to 11 to call these revoltingly false Christians out. Again, man, if all you're doing is beating up on the marginalized people, making the rich richer and making the poor poorer, I'm sorry, we're here to take away your spiritual camouflage.
Yeah. By the way, Jody, we say it every week. How do you come for John Fugelsang on Twitter about the Bible?
You don't.
Yeah?
I don't. How many times must I? Okay. Someone said,
I'm at me, bro.
What comments by Trump lead you to believe he's a racist? Obnoxious at times, yes, but racially motivated? I really can't find any. You said, and you just said, where was Barack Obama born, please? Who are the Central Park Five? What statues were the very fine people in Charlottesville marching to protect? Why were Trump and his dad indicted by the Nixon DOJ? Why did Donald Trump fight to keep U.S. military bases named after white supremacist Confederates? That's just a start.
That's all I had space for, by the way. I would have gone on even longer with
Yes.
that one. I mean, are China virus or Kung flu acceptable variants of COVID-19? There's so much.
Yeah.
There's so much to talk about.
Yes.
But this is what racism looks like in this country, in this century. It's the denial of racism existing is the new racism.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, these are the people who get so much more offended by Colin Kaepernick's knee than by Derek Chauvin's. And that guy you're talking about completely admitted that, Derek Chauvin was an innocent man who was framed, and Colin Kaepernick hates white people. And it's
I
like,
just hung up with Michael Steele, as you may have heard, and I just shake my head. I don't understand. He admits the party is deeply racist, but wants to stay in it and fight. But I'm okay. I don't get it.
Republicans think that racism means someone wearing a Klan robe and saying the N-word. They don't understand that racism is a system, that stereotyping is racism, that pushing smears and promoting stereotypes is racism. It's not just the naked race hatred, which Donald Trump has also displayed, especially for Muslims. So it's like, come on, man, we're going to have this all over again. He's going to be racist, and people who don't mind racism and have never been offended by police brutality aren't going to see the racism because they don't mind it. We can't let that make us crazy. We just have to beat them.
Yeah, you said liberty for all Americans, unless you're a woman who wants control of her body, a tax-paying trans citizen, a library, a teacher who wants to answer a student's question on historic racism or sexual orientation, AP African American Studies unless Ron DeSantis, where liberty goes to die. We've been talking obviously about this Texas case all morning, John, and it's just, I keep saying, stop making the Handmaid's Tale jokes. We're there. Just the first line, a woman had to ask a judge for permission to have a life-saving abortion and the opportunity to be able to have children again.
That's it. And they're so pro-life. They are so pro-life. They're willing to say, no, you're going to have to carry that child that has no chance of living, have it either die inside of you or give birth to it and watch it suffer and die its first year of life. That's
first few days in this case.
Led by Ken Paxton, who's a crook.
Yes.
I mean,
thank you.
And again, this is where we're at. Texas is banning nearly all abortions right now. And they've got the overlapping bans allowing abortion that ban abortion from the moment of fertilization, allowing private citizens to sue other people to help a woman who obtains an abortion. I mean, these posses, her doctor's saying that her health is at risk and her child has no chance of survival. This is a mom of two who wants to have another kid. And these Republicans who, again, don't care about what's actually in the Bible, just need to pretend that they have virtue. That's it.
Yeah, and you did you said this post lists every time in recorded human history that extreme religious conservatives in power anywhere on earth have historically been the good guys. And then it's just a big blank, which is funny.
Yeah, I mean, it's all a check to see how extreme these fake Christians can go. Texas is the canary in the coal mine. Stealing children from their parents and putting them in cages by themselves? Yeah. How about a razor wire in the Rio Grande to lacerate these Christian refugees seeking asylum here? Yeah, have that. Yeah. I mean, literally, the meanness is the point. And the less Christian they can be, the more our right-wing Christians like them.
Yeah. You commented on the debate. Is that what it was? GOP debate this week. You said if Chris Christie thinks he can still be president, I've got a bridge I want to shut down for him. Hi, that's funny because he shut down a bridge.
It's always still funny. Okay. Hold up.
You said, Nikki, I know, we were just talking to Michael Steele. I mean, it's just so bizarro world. You're watching a quote-unquote debate between people who won't run against Trump, who are 50 points behind him anyway. Chris Christie's the only one running against him. You said
only one can be a distant second. Yeah, I mean, it's just, what are we watching here?
You said Nikki Haley's telling the truth about Putin, but the GOP voters might still forgive her for that. I mean, who knows? This vote in Congress to not, we are at DEFCON 5 on Ukraine, and they're saying they're celebrating on Russian TV channels that the U.S. is about to, give Ukraine to Putin.
Yeah. And that's just how little Vivek wants it. I mean, again, Vivek Ramaswamy is so awful. He makes Nikki Haley seem presidential. That's how awful he is.
I said that. I think he's a plant. I think he's a plant to make the rest of them seem even vaguely palatable. Like no human being could be invented that irritating.
I think he's a plant to get far right MAGA talking points in all these debates, and that's it.
This is Steny Hoyer on Ukraine.
I just don't understand Speaker Johnson or, frankly, the Republicans in the Senate not saying we're for Ukraine and we need to work on border security. We're for Israel, but we're not going to make it contingent upon some other agreement that we have to make. That is not the message that the United States of America, the paragon of freedom and democracy and the example of freedom, should be saying to the rest of the world.
Yeah, I just...
Yes.
But you're right. Nikki Haley said that's out of step with her party, saying anything against Putin or Russia. There it is, my first drink of the day, Z-Biotics Pre-Alcohol Probiotic. Many of you know my story. I stopped drinking wine for 3 years during COVID, during the lockdown as part of a health reset. Now I drink wine in moderation, but this is an amazing new product. I've always believed in probiotics. And Z-Biotics, check this out. You drink just one of these. It's the world's first genetically engineered probiotic. It was invented by PhD scientists to tackle rough mornings after drinking. I am using this and I feel great in the morning. I don't have to worry if I have an extra glass of wine, I still feel great in the morning. Here's how it works. When you drink, alcohol gets converted into a toxic byproduct in the gut. I've always had acid reflux problems. It is this byproduct, not dehydration, that's to blame for your rough next day. Z-Biotics produces an enzyme to break this byproduct down. All I know is it works. It is Z-Biotics Pre-Alcohol Probiotic. Go to zbiotics.com/politicalvoices or scan the QR code on the screen right now.